join me in the pledge of allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
To the agenda.
Yeah.
Bruce?
Upcoming street project that we'll just decide what the next step will be. We want a committee to
What was that again?
start planning for the 27th street committee, or street project, that's it.
27th Street Project?
Yeah, 2027.
Under
Public Works, yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Anybody else have anything? Moving on. Consent agenda. Items A through C under consent agenda. Be the disbursement register, including the claims as listed. The Wex fuel report and minutes of the July 14th, 2025 meeting. Have a motion to approve as presented.
I'll motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
One second.
Any discussion on the motion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Next item is presentation by Lakewood Health System.
I'll stand over here if that works for the group. I'm not talking to people that. I'm Lisa Bearda, President and CEO at Lakewood Health System. I've been at Lakewood for 17 years. Been in the CEO role for going on my third year. Before that, I was CFO for 7 years, and then in various other finance roles. I'm here tonight for your annual report. Typically, we give this to our townships and cities that are part of our district in February, March-ish. I think Lana, there was some scheduling back and forth. I'm assuming she's coming tonight. But whenever basically the township or city member invites us to report. So the report is a year old. I won't speak to every page, but just kind of give you a few highlights and then also update you as to where it's at today. So, all right. We include our strategic plan in here in this report every year. Really, that's what we're focusing on. Lakewood is known for our primary care foundation. We have a wonderful group of primary care providers that hopefully most of you know or are a doctor with. And in addition to that, we have focused on bolting on any specialties that are an unmet need within the community. So things like orthopedics, oncology of late, specialties that patients shouldn't need to travel for. So that's part of our growth strategy, adding those services locally. And then to power that growth strategy, we need to make sure we have enough people to make that happen. Lakewood employs almost 1,000 people when you count our positions, and in a town staples of 3,000. It's pretty impressive, and we need to make sure we can retain all of our employees. So really focusing on how do we recruit and retain those employees. And then finally, staying financially strong to support all of that. And as a member of our hospital district, so Lakewood Health System is a nonprofit that runs the hospital, and we lease the facility from the hospital district, which you as a city of Motley are part of. And so financially making sure that we are strong and can make our debt payments, which are backed by the taxing capacity of the district, which we as an organization have never taxed and are committed to never taxing. Moving on to our leadership team, a little bit of a change that we had in 2024. We've had some retirements within that group. Lynn Rice, who was here for 45 years, retired. And Corinne Nices, our chief nursing officer, retired as well. And so doing some shuffling of departments to absorb what we can to be as fiscally responsible, and then replacing where we need to. I mentioned we are two boards, a district board and a system board. The district board is elected, so Lana is elected to our district board. So we have 10 townships, 2 cities, Staples and Motley, as well as 1 member at large. So our district board is 13 members, primarily responsible of making sure that Lakewood can make the debt payments, as I mentioned. And then our system board, that's the true governing board of the nonprofit of Lakewood Health System, My Boss. And we had a couple new members on that this year. Dan Doutz and Sarah Jennison came on the board.
And Doubts went from selling insurance to working for Lakewood.
Oh, he's still selling insurance?
Oh, is he?
Yeah, yep. This is their volunteer side gigs they get to do.
Oh, sure, sure.
Yep. And he brings that insurance background, which is great, and Sarah Jennison works at Central Lakes College in the nursing area, so she brings that background. Just a snapshot of our credentialed providers. We have 38 physicians that are part of the Lakewood group, so most of them live within our community. They not only work here, they live here, their kids are in school here. And then in addition to that, we have 41 APPs, so nurse practitioners or physician assistants. And then the rest of those are kind of those visiting docs that come in on an as-needed basis. In 2024, we added quite a few providers, again, really on that family medicine side to support that family practice, as well as some specialists of oncology and orthopedics. We had some growth in there. New service line entirely to Lakewood in 2024 was chiropractic. We brought on Dr. Jennifer Person, and she has been very, very busy. On the people front, I mentioned we have almost 1,000 employees. When you look at our positions included in that, I think we topped in 24, 945 employees. Our voluntary turnover rate is 17%, which is very, very low, especially as we are kind of an aging organization, so we're seeing a lot of retirements as well. This page is really just Lakewood by the numbers, kind of looking year to year. I think the things that pop out is as a rural healthcare system, we deliver about 500 babies per year. So clearly we have quite the draw from this surrounding communities as well, because our Staples-Motley School District does not have 500 kids in each class, so we're drawing from quite a great radius. We had a significant increase in total clinic visits. Again, that's what drives everything across the system, those primary care visits, and then seeing the specialists from there. And then at the bottom of that page, a financial update. I think what's really important to this group, and what usually I highlight, is zero levy. Again, we put 2 years of debt payments in reserve to make sure that we have that set aside, so the townships and the cities are comfortable with where we're at. The next pages are just some highlights on awards and recognition throughout the year. Kurt McElravy, who is at Trident, he was our board chair most recently. He hit his term limit and so had to retire, so to speak, off of our board. But he was recognized by the Minnesota Hospital Association as Trustee of the Year. We also were awarded one of the top workplaces by the Minnesota Hospital Association, as well as some other quality awards. And then some snapshots of our foundation events. Our biggest event is our Give Orange dinner auction that we have historically held at Timbers, but the last couple of years has been at Lakewood, and it's gone over very well. And then we have our Fancy Pants golf tournament, which is actually this Thursday. We go back and forth between the Ridge and Vintage, and this year it's at the Vintage. And then Seasons of Lights, that's to remember everybody who passed throughout the year. And then our biggest campaign we have right now, where most of our dollars from the foundation are focused, are We Choose Hope campaign. So it's oncology patients who are facing that diagnosis have increased travel expenses, whether that be gas or they wear out their tires or daycare, things like that. Not paying for the patient care, but paying for the incidentals that come with that diagnosis. Community health, Lakewood is very committed to the communities we serve. Anything we have in addition, we do try to give back to, anything that focuses on health and wellness and kiddos in the school. Our community health initiatives have not changed. We're very, very active in the food insecurity space. We have shares that are available at our farmers market. That's every Thursday at 2 o'clock in our parking lot. The last couple weeks, if you haven't been there, have really picked up for the farmers market because the growers are getting lots of goods in. That's been fun. And then also our biggest initiative with the Staples-Motley School District was the Nest that opened at the beginning of 2024. So, going into its almost a year in inception, basically, it's been very popular, well received. I think it just really got a lot of positive energy and momentum within the community, so that's been good. Again, on the growth front, it seems so long ago, so at the beginning of 2024, we acquired Longvella Pharmacy. Longvella was looking to retire, wanted to keep it more of a local ownership. partnership. And so we thought it was a really good pairing of Lakewood's healthcare experience and community ties with Longbella's pharmaceutical experience. So they are still working there. They thought they retired, but Chad came back out of retirement. Monty's still there. And so now it's Longbella powered by Lakewood, and they're located in the plaza, which opened also in 2024. The plaza has 3 tenants down below. We have Longbella powered by Lakewood, Staples Eye, Dr. Dokken will be moving into there, I would say early 2026. And then the other end is TCO, Twin Cities Orthopedics, PT, that's a joint venture with Lakewood Health System. Up above there are 11 apartments, and those have been full basically since we opened the doors because housing is so hard to find around this area, as we know. Looking forward, probably the most exciting thing we have going on right now is Lakewood was accepted or selected to do a rural residency program. So physicians in their second and third year of residency will be coming to Lakewood. We'll have 2 our first year in 2028 and 4 going forward after that. So they're full-on doctors. They just have to complete their residency. They will be coming to practice at Lakewood as physicians and complete their residency, and then hopefully go into a rural community to be a rural provider doing OB care just like we have at Lakewood. So providing a pipeline not only for Lakewood, but also for hopefully rural Minnesota, because it's so hard to get providers to practice in those areas. On the very back page is contact information. I always say if you have a great experience and positive things, my name's on the top right. Down below is Jackie Lar if you didn't. No, but if you do have suggestions for improvement or things that maybe didn't go exactly how you wanted, we do want to hear about that because there are opportunities for us to improve upon. So please feel free to reach out to me. Questions for me?
Could you quickly explain the annual employee giving campaign? What actually is that?
Yeah, so basically each year we have something that's selected, a campaign that's selected for the employees that give money towards. One year it was the Care Center capital campaign, as we added up to that. One year it was the hospice suites. The last couple of years it's been centered around the oncology fund, which helps support patients that are going through their treatment. And so all it is it's really a once-a-year effort to get our employees aware of what's happening in the system and where we're directing those foundation dollars, and then they just direct part of their paycheck, or some put part of their planned vacation time, their PTO towards it. So that's internally focused. But we also have that same campaign that runs externally as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Is there any interest or speculation out there about Longbella powered by Lakewood ever moving back and opening up their site here in Motley at the clinic?
So when we ran the numbers are very, very low for volume. And so with pharmacies, you have to have a pharmacist employed on site. Some specialties have gone to where you can have a mid-level or an EPP. And unfortunately, pharmacy hasn't gone to that. So in order to cover the cost of having a pharmacist present, it just, the numbers don't work at this time. Motley is getting busier. Each of our clinics continue to grow, and so it's something we continually look at.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Also, just, I don't know if you'd be interested or anybody in your leadership team, we have a comprehensive plan meeting coming up.
Oh, okay.
August 26th.
Okay.
I can send
Yeah.
you the info on that.
Perfect. Thank you.
We'd love for you guys to.
Yes.
It's on our website.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
That'd be
I'm making cookies for people.
Okay.
It'll be fun. But MnDOT's going to be here, so it's kind of a big deal for because this town, and Lakewood has so many employees and so many years, so it's just we're just trying to get the word out there.
And I live in Motley proper, but my address is Motley.
Sure. And you're probably in Corwin County.
Yeah. No, I'm in Cass.
Oh, is that funny?
The most southern house in Cass. Well, thank you for having me, and
Thank you for your time, Lisa. You covered all of this very, very thoroughly.
thank you.
Thank you for being a good sport and everything like that.
Yes, absolutely.
We're in the dog twice.
Yeah. Well, I needed to improve my scores.
Thanks, Lisa.
Moving on. Department reports. Planning and zoning.
Well, I just read this, looks like they reviewed that comprehensive plan and no problem with selling the property, huh? Was there?
There's a state statute that if the city is gonna sell property they own and they have a comprehensive plan, the comprehensive plan has to be reviewed to make sure there's no conflicts with selling the property, so that's what happened. It was reviewed and there's no conflict.
So we're okay there.
So we
Yes.
need to put this back on the schedule for
It's
early
ac-
spring or something?
It's actually listed again under old business.
Okay.
Anything else for planning and zoning? Moving on, fire department business.
Report is on page 8.5. That was my bad, I got it in late. Now you're dealing with me. So for July, we had 9 medical calls, 2 fire calls, and 2 good intent calls for a total of 13 calls. Any questions on the fire report? We have an individual, next item, individual in the fire department that has not been showing up, and he did express to Brad that he would be resigning. Never seen anything formal from him. I think that was back in June. Fire department voted him off of the department last week. So I don't know if that's something you guys need to approve as well, or just be aware of.
As far as I know, we only need to be aware of it.
I think you're probably right, but I'm not sure.
Well, thank you for bringing that to our attention, and I think it's satisfactory.
We could vote on it just to be sure, to make sure. Motion to approve the removal of firefighter he was referring to from the department. Do I have a motion to approve that?
I'll make a motion to approve the removal of the fire.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Now we'll go either way.
Perfect. Next item, replacing our tanker truck. Our tanker number 1 has seen better days. Every year we are patching and band-aiding that truck. It's to the point now where we're leaking over a quarter of a tank of water in a week, which is kind of important to what we do, is to have water. But with that too, it's also, I don't know if you've noticed how much moisture is out there. It's actually molding things. Like we cleaned up our gear wall, and we had boots that were moldy on one of the trucks. The inside of the cab, the steering wheel was mold. I think just from all that water that's leaking out of that truck. But I did a little digging in paperwork and found that we ordered that truck in 1993. So it's had a good run. And I think Brad may have brought this up last year about looking into trying to replace that truck. I know in our budget we don't have enough to order a brand new one. And personally, I don't know that we have the time to wait for a new truck to be ordered, because it takes some time to do that. So yes, looking for council's approval to start looking at used trucks. There may be some opportunities to buy something and upfit it to be a fire truck. So that's kind of where we're at right now.
Do we have any grant funds available? I noticed there's one here, the next item on the agenda says
Yep.
Sourcewell grant.
Yep, so Tammy put me onto that. Sourcewell offers a couple grants that would help. So yeah, we'll be looking into that.
Because
How much money is a potential grant?
50,000 is the,
Community impact funds from Sourcewell is $50,000. There's also a match grant, which is $40,000 with a 25% match. I suggest you go for the community impact grant. We'll apply for it anyway, and then if he doesn't get it, we can apply for the next one.
so we haven't applied for either one yet.
Correct.
So how soon could we get that done?
I don't know how long it takes to apply for all that stuff. I just got set up last week, I believe.
If you're set up, and then, I can help you with it, so whenever,
And I don't know how often do they award that, and is that
once a year.
once a year?
How much are you looking at for?
Well, I found a couple water tanker trucks, and the one that I was looking at was like 95,000. But not granted, you got any lights. We have to have a couple modifications from the tank to allow filling and dumping of water, stuff like that. I can't imagine, because we even found some like brand new water tanker trucks. Once it's called a fire truck, the price goes way up. So I even found some brand new water trucks that were like 120. I can't imagine it would cost us, another 100 to outfit it for what we need. I've done a little bit of digging on how much that stuff would cost, but it's really hard to kind of, just price that off to, shoot from the hip on that. But so for a truck, I would say anywhere from 80 to 100, depending on what we find. Plus all the
I have two questions. Number one, is it totally non-fixable?
It's usable the way it is right now. It's just, if we're not constantly putting water in that thing, it's,
So to fix the leak cannot be,
the problem is with some of the little tanks is the more you fix them, it's kind of like, patching a hole in your exhaust. It's just going to find another weak spot and blow up the exhaust.
I used to like that in high school.
So, but and our mechanic warned us, like a year ago, he said the motors are prone to having issues. And he was surprised we hadn't had that problem yet, so.
And then the second one, if we do get a second truck, are there any parts, like the fire, police department, is there any parts that can go on a new one to keep?
Yeah, we would take this passenger side of the truck has a big door that the dump tank is stored in.
Okay.
Chances are we would probably remove that, then put it on whatever we get. I don't know if there's a lot else that's going to be usable for us. The pump on the back is getting pretty wore out. To be honest, I don't even know if that pump starts on that truck anymore. A lot of things are pretty aged on that truck. The lights, the radio, everything is.
Is there something, read through, Steve, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Doug.
Is there any resale value in it as is that you could put towards the purchase of a new one on top of it?
Yeah, I mean,
Instead of messing with the old one that's falling apart that's from 19 whatever, just to not.
well, my thought was, we would try to sell it when we're done or
When you're done using what you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of these racetracks, dirt racetracks, are looking for that type of thing.
Last truck we retired, I think, went to some farm or vineyard or something. They were watering crops with it.
It sounds to me like, from what you said, the new vehicle is definitely in order. It'll make it a lot easier if we had that grant from Sourcewell.
Yes. Yeah, because I mean, we don't want to completely deplete what we have in the truck budget. But
Yeah, is there some way we can tie the two together where hopefully we'll get one of them from Sourcewell?
That's all I have. Seems like a lot, but that's all I have.
So since, in June of '24, Brad was given permission to start looking for a used truck, do we need a motion to do it again since it's been over a year?
Okay. And also, together with that, to apply for the grant from Sourcewell?
Means it's a new year.
I would think two separate motions.
Two
One
separate.
to replace the truck, to look for a used truck, the other to apply for the grant. That way, if he doesn't get the grant, they're still looking for the truck.
Yeah, true.
'Cause I do think it's doable to get something within what we have in our budget. Not saying it's, it'd be nice to have, help, but
First, we're looking for a motion to approve replacing the tanker truck.
I will make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Also,
Have a second. Is there any discussion on the motion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Looking for a motion to approve applying for the Sourcewell grants, both of them which you mentioned.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
Do I have a second? One second. Is there any discussion on the motion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
thank you.
Thank you, Chuck.
Did you have anything else for us?
No.
Does anybody have anything else for the fire department? Thank you. Moving on. Police department business.
Thank you. Thank you. On page 9 is my July report. There are 59 calls per month, total of 367 calls for the year, 6,377 miles in the new squad, and I was called off 4 times this month. And then approval to accept the donation of $600 from the Motley Lions. They donated funds to buy the Intox goggles we had, and then there was a little left over for, I had some wristbands and bubbles for the kids to make them walk through. So thank God they did. It was a good hit, and I think Sherry just mentioned, or was it, yeah, Sherry mentioned that she noticed that we had a lot of activity more than some of the others. So it was nice to have, and I do appreciate the Legion donating.
Look for a motion to accept the donation of $600 from the Motley Lions.
I will make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion on the motion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
And next on the agenda, I see Tammy added this, which is good, because I didn't realize it was coming up. This quick, but it's Patron Day. For the honor of the fallen officers, and anyway, they do a really nice ceremony in Morrison County at the Government Center. And last year, I kidnapped Tammy, she came with me. Tammy, you feel it was a good experience?
Yeah, I was glad.
So if you guys are wanting to go see that, show up. You know, if you want to hitch a ride with me, that's fine too. I may try to sneak my brother down there because he's never been there, but if you could just him see it. But yeah, you're welcome. We can stop as many as we can. It's kind of nice, and I think the fire department last year was there. Are you guys thinking about coming again, Tom?
If we should bring it up.
I know last year Brian was there, and we had the, what do you call it, junior Explorer, at least one Explorer.
24 years ago.
Crazy.
And that's all I have.
Anybody have anything to police department?
Just a big thank you, Al, for all you do.
No problem.
Okay, moving on. Public works.
Okay, reports on page 11. Any questions on that? Can we go down and close it out?
Good.
Nothing new on the charging station. As far as functionality, getting more comment on that, so. Nothing else? Solar panel stuff, we had got, grant thing last year to Region 5, but that all got put on hold now. another one of the guys did an energy audit, just came up with a proposal the other day. They have another opportunity for grants of pay 75%. They found another 30%, so he said for 100%, we can get 40 kilowatts per location for wastewater and water. We'll try for wastewater first, because he said they're a little, if you've got two projects, they're a little stingier, unless there's extra money, but there'll be more money coming up, we think. So if you're all right with that, I told him to go ahead and start digging into it, but that should be approval to get 100% for resale.
Bruce, who are these grants through?
He didn't tell me, he's working on stuff, I guess.
And who is he again?
Greg Harrison.
Is he below the Billy's spot? Is it kind of, but that's not the same thing?
Just find out if there's anything changed in this.
So we need a motion to approve the grant.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion on the motion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you. Next thing on there is leak detection. You look at page 12 on our water usage report, it shows that we lost 17% last month. Seems like it's kind of getting up there. Last month we were at 10. Maybe we got a leak starting somewhere and we should dig into that. He wants, I think 1,734 hours to come up and survey the whole town.
Yeah.
Last,
No.
3 years ago was the last time we did it. It's just about every time we come through, twice something. On that case, he was able to pinpoint it, we couldn't find it. It was on the outside of the street, it was popping up in this. But the prices went up some, but it's a pretty good investment.
But it's still the same guy that's on it.
Same, or his company.
And the cost of everything goes up every year,
I think
so.
he was 1,200 and something last time. So
Broken
I think
ribs?
that would be a good investment, especially if it's going out.
Oh, ribs, okay.
There's leaks in it.
Yeah, there's potential, unless there's common error, but I think it's worth.
We didn't need that.
Either way, just to make sure it's before winter time, we might have Christmas Eve, we have about 40 around last time.
Right, literally.
We did.
Yes.
I'd rather not do that again.
Yeah, right.
Who was it that you got the quote from?
Tony Schwann's conservation services.
Yeah.
So do you need a motion for
I think we do it just because go out for
I'm at City Hall.
Motion,
Yeah, there's a council meeting, I just thought
we have
I'd
a motion to approve.
see what's going on, so if you wanna call it on.
I'll second.
Any discussion on the motion?
Okay.
All in favor say aye.
I,
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
how soon will you be able to get here? Or is it
Usually
dependent?
a week or two or something like that. Great. Don't take even a half day to do it.
Great.
Try something else this evening, this is somewhere else. As long as you're $10 items, they do that.
Sure.
Fall cleanup, you want to do it, tentatively scheduled for October 4th. Same time as generators on 7:45, 10:45. I think we have some money left over, so we're probably looking at about $2,500 cost out of pocket. If it's difficult. So, because we had some grant money from springtime left over, so.
That's great.
So,
So are we tentatively thinking October 4th, or do you want to
I
set
have
that
it
as a
scheduled,
date?
but as long as you're okay with it. If
Yeah.
not, if you've got a different date or something like that, or don't want to do it, or whatever, let me know. Otherwise, we'll close. So,
October 4th.
yeah.
Anybody have objection to October 4th? Look for a motion to approve October 4th as the fall cleanup day.
I'll make a motion to approve October 4th for fall cleanup day.
Do we have a second?
Second that.
Any discussion on the motion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed,
how we're gonna proceed with the 27 project, because we're gonna coordinate with the railroad, so we wanna get an engineer on board soon enough that they can all work together, because they're gonna replace the crossing in step 27, so we wanna have it all done at the same time to save us $20,000-$30,000. So, do we wanna have a street committee to do it, or do we wanna just go ahead and use Molten Mink started around the preliminary plan a few years ago, and we spent about $30,000 on that back then. But, we want to just go ahead and get them working on it, or do we want to have a committee to discuss it and make sure we're on the same page before we proceed, or we want to move forward? But I think we should start getting the ball rolling this summer.
So we can either move forward with you as you have been, or we can form a committee to work on it.
Yeah, either way, I think we should,
Which way would you suggest?
I guess, we had a preliminary plan to go from the old Master Street down to, Figure, I guess. Or, not Cedar, I guess. Cedar. The first block off I-10 was curb and gutter, and then the rest of the first half curb. If we decide that's not what we want to do, then, I mean, if they may decide, or I can make, whatever you guys want me to direct you, but you don't, we'd like to see this. But I think we should figure out which engineer is going to be working involved in the motion, so they can contact for get coordinated, so they're all, the two projects come together at the same time. That's why I want to get going sooner than later.
Let's do this. Motion to approve Bruce continuing as he has been on the project. Motion. Do I have a second?
A second.
Any discussion on the motion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. We're not going to form a committee, but if you need any assistance from any of us, let us know.
I'm your liaison, I'm here. Mhm.
Okay.
Well, I think that's, everything else will be covered later on. Good job. Unless you got something else for me.
Thank you, Bruce.
Next one. Administration report.
Bruce just kind of pointed out the water usage spreadsheet already on page 12. Next, on page 13, the electric vehicle station bill of sale. I think we're starting to talk about that as well, but we do need to sign, what's that?
Not exactly.
This is to sell the station. Bruce, can you explain this?
Yeah, Minnesota Power is going to take it over, but they want to have it in writing that we gave it to her, sold it to them, or whatever, they'll sell, so it's theirs, they own everything but the solar panel. We're going to retain ownership of the solar panel, we need to make a new agreement with Bricks for that 300 square feet where the solar panel is, then they will, since we keep it, they will credit any energy created off of that to one of our other bills in the city. So, they can have the solar panels and expensive, or the charging station's expensive as that, and make a little bit of money out of it.
This is for a motion to approve as presented.
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion on the motion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
So the second thing is the approval of the new lease agreement with Bricks for the solar panel at the charging station. And that wasn't in your packet, I just received it Friday from the attorney with the changes, with the language that Bruce and I were both comfortable with. So I gave you each that in your box, you should each have a copy of that lease agreement. But basically, it just says we can rent that 300 square foot area from Bricks for $1 a year with a 5-year lease.
We have a motion to approve as presented. I'll make that motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion on the motion? All in favor say
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
I just put it in your file. Then just set a budget meeting before the next council meeting. The next council meeting, we'll, talk about the preliminary levy.
Do we usually go that same day?
This is to discuss the budget.
Yeah.
Do we do what the same day?
Do we usually have the budget meeting the day of the council meeting, or it
No.
has to be that
No.
week prior?
Because if you want to make any
Yeah.
changes or anything.
Okay, so that will
Are you talking about the,
Well, if we need to have it before the next regular council meeting, are you thinking a week prior, or?
just sometime before it's
Okay.
in the next month, we'll need to get together and discuss anything. Any changes to the budget or any questions you might have? It should be a time when all
Any date,
department
yeah,
heads should-
is there any date that works for you, or?
How about other department heads, is there a day or time? I'm guessing photographer will be after 4:30? Okay.
What day are you looking at?
I was looking for input from everybody else when they're available.
The comp meeting is on the 26th. Could we do it before that? Would that be too hard?
The comp plan meeting is at 4:30, isn't it?
It's at 4:30. We wouldn't need more than an hour for the budget meeting, I wouldn't think.
What about the day after Labor Day, Tuesday, 2nd?
Tuesday the 2nd?
Is everyone else okay with that? 4:30?
It would be nice to have it the same day as the comp plan meeting.
It would have to be afterwards, then.
Day after. Okay.
What, Bruce? Can't do it first Tuesday, why? Okay, we're going to come up with a date. And an alternative.
September 2nd is the fire meeting.
So the 4th, Thursday the 4th?
I won't be available.
We're not getting anywhere.
Unless
How
you
many
do it in the
meetings?
evening.
Whatever meetings.
What about 26th, the comp plan meeting?
August.
That doesn't work for everybody?
Well, the comp plan meeting's at 4:30. How late does it go? Is it an hour and a half?
Last
It's
one was
scheduled
longer,
longer,
yeah, hour and a half, I would allow.
Yeah.
I'd do it before the meeting if we can.
Maybe we could schedule it for 3:30. Do it before the comp.
Well, we would like Todd to be here. Okay.
That's really pushing it close to the comp meeting though too, with every, you know, hopefully we're gonna have a lot of people come to the comp meetings, but if it's,
Works to do it earlier in the day, don't worry about me now.
I'm up for anything. I'll go with whatever. Works for everybody.
Is the 26th work for everybody?
Yeah, does that work
Yeah.
for you though, or is that
Yeah.
pushing it too close?
3:30 on the 26th?
What did you say?
Do it at 3?
Yeah, 3 o'clock.
So I'll be here early for our comp meeting.
Okay. We've got a schedule for the budget meeting for August 26th at 3 o'clock or 3:30?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock it is. Anything else from the administration department? Anybody have anything for the administration department?
Just a big thank you for everything all you do.
And now, moving on. Whole business. Building committee update.
We just met this week, but I think Al or Bruce, you've kind of been heading this, so if you can help out a little bit with a little update.
So
I feel like we're we're moving forward and making progress. And
I think what we're finding out is that the building is exceptionally old and probably not quite conducive to using all of it. Maybe we could use some of it.